kind of hot, right? Huh? Yes, we could have opened with Time Machine by Rocky Horror, but I thought...
That would have been so much better.
It would have.
It would have. Why did you ruin it with fucking Olivia Newton-John? Oh my god. Playing this song was a tactical mistake, Ethan.
That's quite good. Can you bring in the comedy for once? Xanadu.
Oh god!
This is ELO. Xanadu.
ELO Speedwagon.
Xanadu. I actually think I prefer the ELO version to that exclusively.
So
Xanadu's a place where anything can happen. Gene Kelly lives there, for God's sake.
Gene Kelly's still alive?
Well, not in the 1980 film Xanadu, but not now rather, but he is in the film Xanadu. He does some bit of roller skating, I think.
Oh, I do love Gene Kelly.
Anyway, that was Xanadu. This is the 2-minute Terminator. If you have listened beyond the last 1 minute 35 seconds, you'd be fooled into thinking this was a show anything but Terminator. But it actually isn't. Well, it isn't actually, is it?
No.
No, we are here to talk about Terminator. It's 2-minute Terminator. We talk about 2 minutes of the Terminator films.
You are Ethan McKinley.
I'm Ethan McKinley, and you are Ellie Fitzgerald with a slight speech impediment and a lazy eye.
Yeah.
Corrective lenses have been ordered, and we're going to talk about basically the
Everything
2 minutes. Shut up, Olivia.
Why that song, by the way? Why did you want to start with that?
I don't know. I thought we'd start with a gay song.
Yeah, but if we're going to go gay, we could have gone really gay.
Uber gay.
Uber gay.
It's it's oh god.
Stop filling air.
I'm not filling
You're
air.
terrible.
I just got confused because I've got all my numbered episodes. It is episode 48. We're going from.
No, it's not. The last episode we did was 50.
No, it wasn't.
You said the last episode was 50.
Oh god, here we go.
I swear to God, you went, this is episode 50.
No, Ellie.
Who gives a fuck what
Big
episode
finish.
it is? Only this.
No, Ellie. We're going from episode 48.
Okay. I just.
So the last episode was 47 in our weird floating timeline because I cocked up my timeline. So we're going from episode 48. It's the 2-minute gap covering 1 hour 34 minutes to 1 hour 96 minutes. The 2 minutes in the film Terminator 2. So yeah, 94 minutes to 96 minutes. 2 minutes. Sarah, John says she's going to blow him away. It's Dyson. And it finishes with Sarah loading up her gun. And I know what gun it is.
Love gun.
It's not a love gun. It's the gun to kill a very clever black man. So prejudiced against black inventors, Sarah decided to take matters into her own hands and blow him away. I would turn on the music off, but I can't find
black scientists.
there isn't. Oh God, I've lost the tab now.
Let's just do that.
Oh,
no.
Good thinking. That did actually work.
It worked immediately. Hit the music, the right music, the non-gay Xanadu music.
Okay, hitting it now.
Watch out for machines, they're unstoppable. Watch out for machines, they will rule the world.
Okay, we're back. Right, as we said before, it's almost like a Bond film. The start of our shows now. It's like the end of the last mission, essentially, before the credits roll.
Clang.
Clang along. It bears no resemblance to the actual film or podcast that we do. But then again, even before we started doing that, did the podcast we start with end up being the podcast that it is?
No, God, no. It's so different. I love it.
If a podcast is recorded in a forest and no one is around, do you hear it?
Yes.
Anyway, I'm Ethan McKinley. We're here to talk about episode 48 of the 2-minute Terminator. We're going from Terminator 2. Oh, Gene Kelly. Who's on our screen right now? Doing a bit of a soft shuffle. And we're going from minutes 94 to 96. John going, she's going to blow him away.
She's going to blow him away.
And it ends with little Danny
Interracial
Dyson
porn.
driving a remote control Tamiya car, something I dearly wanted as a child. But
Wow.
could never...
I was going to say, do we know what the toy is?
Well, basically, the Tamiya kits you can buy in most good model shops. They still make them, actually. It's basically you build your own RC radio controlled.
Fucking Xanadu in my head. Jesus.
It's catchy.
It's
It's the Tom Cruise of shit
fucking
songs.
hate you. I hate you. I'm going to be singing that before I go to fucking sleep.
A million nights that
God. Ah.
It's a bit Rocky Horror-y. You'd like the Phantom of the Paradise if you like Rocky Horror. You never actually watched that, have you?
No.
Phantom of the Opera, but done kind of glam rock and rock opera-y.
Wow, that sounds amazing.
Obviously, it doesn't have the catchy songs of
Sweet
Rocky
Transvestite.
Horror. But Paul Williams, who played Little Enos out of the duo of Big and Little Enos, from obviously from Smokey and the Bandit, he's a famous and very accomplished musician. Big Enos and Little Enos.
I can't even say titmouse without giggling like a schoolgirl.
Yeah, basically, The Phantom of the Paradise is a bit Rocky Horror-esque. It came out, I guess, after that, and they were trying to capitalise on that. It's a Brian De Palma film. We talked about him the other day, actually. He directed Mission Impossible. Didn't get on that well with Tom Cruise, because obviously Tom Cruise at that point was very powerful in his career. And Brian De Palma is a very super controlling, very talented director
You
who...
seem to be having a bit of wind problem, darling. Do you
I'm
need
trying
to
to
take a
do
moment?
radio while doing a fart out of my mouth.
That's what you do most time. Yeah, so like you said, you really wanted this little car. What was this toy car?
It's not, but it's basically in the 1980s and the early 90s. But as I said, unaltered, still in the same box. They've never updated the packaging art. They've never updated, I imagine, any of the electronics within it. They're radio-controlled monster trucks. When monster trucks were all the rage in the 1980s, in England, and I'm sure around the world, because it's like a Japanese company, Tamiya, made all these kind of like kit build.
Oh, so you build it and then you drive it.
Yeah, the body had to be cut out. It was in a flash mold, and it was like clear, hard, high-density plastic, which sadly would shatter if you crashed the car.
Dude, toys got so shit, man. Look at toys that you buy now.
What's wrong with toys now? Toys now are fucking awesome.
No, I'm not talking like these kind of toys. I'm talking like just standard kids' toys.
No. You weren't around because you weren't born, but in the 80s you had...
You weren't around because you hadn't been
All
born
right,
yet.
we'll come back to Terminator in a second, listeners, and we will get to the Terminator. Usually we put this stuff that isn't to do with Terminator...
I don't
at
think
the
we
end
should
of the
ever
show.
structure it. Just let it happen. Just
We
let it
shouldn't,
flow.
but I think it's better for non-hardcore listeners, shall we say, of which there are 3, that we talk about the actual films. We kind of are, because we're like on a toy thing now.
But if they're listening to podcasts, they know what podcasts
All right.
are about.
Toys from the 80s. A lot of cartoons were just essentially long toy adverts. You had the Centurions, which were 3 army specialists. He would had different like armor that was beamed onto them from space. They were called the Centurions, and basically it was just a toy commercial, really. But it was like 3 cool adventures. 3 dudes. There was the water guy who did all the aqua stuff. The guy that flew. The guy that went into space. He was blue. The guy that was on the ground was
He
like
was green.
caterpillar digger, like yellow. And he'd like smash rocks and build stuff, and the guy who's underground was like a submarine.
Sounds like Marvel, dude.
Yeah, Centurions. We'll have to make a note of that because the last time.
You forgot. So yeah, Tammy, talk to me.
No, all right. You had the Visionaries, Knights of the Magical Light, which was like a pseudo medieval futuristic cartoon with King Arthur.
Ooh, love a bit
But
of
it
King
was
Arthur.
like futuristic, so it was a bit like He-Man in the sense it was a
Okay.
medieval style setting, but they had like lasers and power swords and all kind of like future myth, which I guess they took from Star Wars, which kind of like changed the fucking world in every fucking which way culturally. But there were some great toys out there. There were Mad Balls, which were like baseballs, but they were like different kind of characters. There was an American football one, but it had like an horrible monstrous face on it. Monster in my pocket.
But this is what I mean. Like when I see these
My
adverts,
Pet Monster, which was a monster soft toy with an ugly face. Really wanted this, could never afford it as a kid. One parent family. Why don't you get married again, Beryl? But he had chains you could break. there was some really like awesome toys.
But
Mask,
that's what I'm-
Christ,
but that's
Mask
what
was
I'm
amazing.
saying.
Vehicles that turn into different things, like Transformers, but with the most amazing little action figures ever.
Yeah, and when I was a kid, we had fucking Power Rangers. Bullshit.
Yeah.
That's
No,
what
no,
I'm saying. When
the
I was a
yeah,
kid,
the 90s sucked.
the toys were crap.
Yeah,
But that was my point.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think there was nothing to support. I think because TV and cartoons propped up essentially the toy companies because they commissioned Transformers, Centurions, Visionaries, Brave Star, speed of the puma, strength of the
You're
bear.
so musical this
Deputy
evening.
Feuds. He was like the crazy deputy. Snarf the fucking Thundercats. Come on,
Snarf.
amazing.
Yeah.
In the 90s,
Love
literally, you had Saban, who made the fucking Power Rangers and all the other knockoffs. The other side of the coin, I guess, was like Britain's addition to that, which was the fucking Teletubbies.
Oh god.
So it was a very dry period, I guess,
and
culturally
like
for
Cabbage
children.
Patch Kids and all that bollocks.
Having said that, though, I mean,
However, did you ever see the monstrosity that was Baby Wee Wee? Oh my god, write that in your fucking notes. There was this bit, I was never into that when I was a kid. I didn't really have many toys. Not because my parents, when I was younger, didn't have a lot of money. They've kind of created an empire, like, themselves, which I think is fucking awesome. Anyway, so I had a massive garden and I had a bike and, you know, it was all about your imagination and being outside and all that jazz. So I was never really into the babies and the dolls and stuff like that. But I do remember on TV seeing this advert for this particular toy, which I have trawled the internet trying to find. And it's called Baby Wee Wee. And it's this baby doll, and you take down its trousers. It's got like a proper like anatomical penis with balls with like wrinkles in it. You'd pour water into it so the baby would actually piss. How fucked up is that? Marketing at like 3 and up.
I kind of like it.
Dude, seriously, like it was just the most. I doubt they could make it now.
Why?
Because it's really fucked up, man. Wait till you see this baby penis.
Who's made this doll that pisses itself and shits itself? They like that, the little girls.
Yeah, it's a bit odd. It like literally shows you pull down like the diaper or the nappy and you just watch it wee into the gusset. It was fucking
I like the
awful.
fact you've started to use double colloquialisms for the American or international listeners. You go diaper or nappy now, or I do
That's
that.
the first time I've done that.
You will keep doing it now. The same way Xanadu and Tom Cruise are now.
I hate you!
Do you actually like Tom Cruise now?
Yes!
Why?
Oh, no.
Why?
No, I take it back. I like Tom Cruise's acting. But I still don't like him as a person. But as well, because like every time I see my dad, he somehow manages to bring Tom Cruise into the conversation. And I'm not just saying it. He does. And I'm just like, Dad, like, are you all conspiring against me? Stop bringing up Tom fucking Schmooze, because he was the guy. My dad was like, oh, you should watch The Last Samurai, because I've been talking about scores and soundtracks.
Right.
And he was just like, oh yeah, you'd love this. You should watch The Last Samurai. It's a really good movie, blah, blah, blah. I was just like, oh my God. Is there anyone out there that doesn't fucking... Does anyone else hate Schmooze as much as...
But you don't hate Schmooze now.
I hate Schmooze, but I don't hate the...
I think by the same token... You were like, oh God, all these 80s films that you hadn't seen. And when I explained to you...
Whoa. When did I ever say that?
Because I don't think with... I guess your only experience of Mel Gibson, because you hadn't seen any of his work, was the Mel Gibson ranting.
That was the only thing. I'd never said, oh God, no. I'd never watch a Mel Gibson movie.
No, I didn't say you said that, but I think I had to key you in on the fact the reason these people are enormous, legendary movie stars...
Oh yeah, totally. You've totally introduced me to Schmooze. Although I had seen Schmooze movies before, but only a couple. Although I did love Legend, but that was because I was a kid and it was unicorns and he's very young and it's before I knew he was crazy. So you basically introduced me to Schmooze, Eddie Murphy, who I fucking love, and yeah, Mel Gibson, who again, back in his day, I think was amazing. Like Lethal Weapon, oh my God, those movies are so good. But I feel that he was so good in those films because he actually did just play himself.
Eddie Murphy?
No, you're not even listening.
No, I can hear you. Who played himself? Eddie Murphy and...
No, Lethal Weapon.
Mel Gibson played himself?
Yeah. I kind of feel like he played himself in those movies.
Yeah, I guess he did.
Yes, I guess he did.
No, you're filling the air while I'm actually putting in the links for the listeners to all the things we've discussed so far, so I don't fucking forget them.
I see.
No, but that's what I said. I said there's a reason these people are like so awesome, because the films they're in, literally, I think the people that become stars, not only they have the luck to get a successful career, but they seem to be in one classic film after another. The same way Arnold Schwarzenegger did Conan, and then he did Conan 2, which was a misfire, I guess. It wasn't that good. But then he had Terminator, Commando, fucking Raw Deal was a blip, but that was a favour to Dino De Laurentiis, as I explained, and he was made to do it contractually. But then you had Running Man, Terminator 2, Predator, fucking Total Recall, Red Heat. Like, one great movie after another. And the same way for Eddie Murphy. Up to a certain point, they always seem to hit a brick wall. I think True Lies was Arnold's last great movie.
Yeah.
And you argue that End of Days is.
I never said it was a great movie.
I
enjoyed that film.
In the Arnold canon, it's B.
For me, End of Days is B. No.
I think up to, apart from, forget
But then
Junior.
again, now I'm putting Twins in A, because I just fucking love Twins. I just love it. Like, just look at my face. Every time I think of it, I just beam.
Julius,
I feel like
halfway around the world. Well, actually, I haven't. I got a plane. It only took a day.
You know how people like take ayahuasca and they feel like they've been reborn? I just watched Twins and I felt like I was reborn. I was like, oh my god, I see the world for how it really is. I love it. Absolutely love it. Money in my shit ass yet.
But it's like Beverly Hills Cop, Beverly Hills Cop 2, Golden Child, which is a bit B. But like he had like 48 Hours, another 48 Hours.
Trading Places.
He had a run of amazing, I guess, films. But then
it's that fucking laugh, man.
Mel Gibson had like the Mad Max trilogy, the Lethal Weapon trilogy. And also in a sense, they kind of. I think when you're a star, you have kind of some kind of script control. So whereas you kind of, when I've done lines as an actor, some things they just sound really clunky. You're like, ugh, I can't do this. Can I change this ever so slightly the way I would do it? And it will sound great. I think when you become a star, you have the power to do that. So everything literally is tailored surgically to every part of your skill or ability. So you come off looking fucking amazing.
As believable as possible.
Yeah. And all the things I've shown you are an example of, I guess, that in motion in a sense.
I guess, as Alanis Morissette would say, isn't it ironic that John Connor wears a t-shirt that says Public Enemy on it when actually he's the one that saves the world?
Why?
Well, because he's the fucking, like, he saves the future. John Connor, he's like, you know? Anyway, so they're in the car, they're having the conversation, John's biting his fingernails.
Just to clarify though, you love Tom Cruise.
I do not love Tom Cruise, and I will never call him Cruise. He's schmooze to me. Always will be and always has been. Yeah, so is this the first time that, because I'm probably going to massively sound stupid now, but I can't remember. I have a lot of stuff goes on in my head from day to day. Is this the first time that Arnold Schwarzenegger confirms that the T-1000 knows the same things that he knows? Because he's like, we've got to go to Miles Dyson's house. Shit, she's going to blow this black man.
Away.
Away. It's like, and Arnold's going, is this a good idea? Because the T-1000 knows what I know, so will we not be leading him to it? So surely that is the first time he's confirmed that.
He has, but I mean, you kind of know that anyway, because they've got, I guess they'll be filled with files of like, as much as Skynet would have gleaned about John Connor's past history. If Terminator Genesis, which really shouldn't be connected with this film, is to be believed, Skynet in the alternate timeline becomes a kind of operating system like Google. So I could imagine it would know everything about everything. So it would impart to a Terminator on a mission all the things it would need, where to go, where they'd hang out, where Sarah has worked previously, who she knows. In the third one, they go around killing all the people connected to John Connor, all the people in his army, like Jose Pereira, and he goes, yes. And then she obviously like blows him away and stuff.
Blows him away.
Blows him.
So much blowing in this episode.
So yeah, they will have the same, I guess, general programming, I would have said. Yes, quite right, Ellie.
Indeed. Just looking at Miles Dyson, obviously working rather late because it's rather dark. Reminded me of Looking at you on those evenings where you spend hours editing, sat at your computer, going, fuck. Shit. Oh my god, you found the Baby Wee Wee advert.
I have. I'm just adding it.
Dude, it's so fucked up. Even the dad sits down with his like prepubescent daughters and like tickles its. Oh, the penis actually moves. I forgot. The boy like gets an erect. Oh, dude, it's so fucking
He
messed
gets an
up.
erection.
Yes, dude, I'm telling you. This was on TV when I was a kid. Look at him, Rob. Look at them. Look, tickle, tickle, tickle.
No.
Yep, that
And
shit.
it wheezes in the dad's face. I mean,
Hey, Manny, you into golden showers?
we do laugh at this, but it lends credence to the fact that there are paedophiles in high positions in industry,
Yeah, dude.
entertainment.
Baby Wee Wee was fucked up.
The reason we know that is because of a thing called the Elm Guest House, which is a thing in Britain where kind of a lot of British 70s celebrities were connected on this guest list, essentially, of a house in Barnes, a guest house where people would go from high-ranking politicians to even leaders of the IRA, would all gather in the same place to have
To fuck
sex.
kids, basically.
No, not all the time, but to have sex parties with male prostitutes, regular prostitutes. There were, I guess, nights where you'd say children were involved and stuff. So who's to say, like, let's maybe this Baby Wee Wee thing, we can start getting children used to weeing in your face and God knows what.
Oh, tickle my tummy and see what happens.
Yeah, basically.
So fucked up, man. What's this gun here?
Oh, right, fact attack.
Fact attack.
This one's for you, Spaldner. Apart from the travel on the way where he's going, you got to learn this stuff, I'm telling you.
What's he got to learn, Ethan?
Well, he's trying to explain to the Terminator on the way, because the Terminator's like, why the fuck are we even... This is like endangering the mission, in a sense, by going off track. Dyson is a place where the Terminator could possibly hang out, the T-1000, because that's what I kind of would do if I was on a mission. Sorry, the door just opened by itself. If ever a door opens or you hear a bang downstairs in your house, you must pull up your duvet or bed covers up to your nose like a little girl. Cock your leg up like you're on a 1950s date kissing a man of ill repute and go, oh, we mean no harm.
Isn't that from With Now and I?
It is.
Yeah.
It's when Uncle Monty
Yeah.
is coming into the bedroom.
And he goes, he's gone to your room. Offer him yourself. I fucking love that movie. Monty, you terrible cunt.
Yeah, basically, he's telling the Terminator why we have to go and get Sarah and why we should save...
We feel pain. We feel fear. We hurt.
Well, not just that, the Terminator is going, why not kill Dyson if he's one of the progenitors of the war?
It could stop.
It could stop the war.
It
versus going to all this terrible trouble trying to get rid of the T-1000. If she does shoot Dyson now, that could be the end of it.
I wonder what would have happened.
Well, nothing really, unless... I don't know, because, I mean, in a world now, if you blow up the Cyberdyne research and development and factory, that wouldn't stop the company. If you blew up the Google building, I don't think Google would go down, would you? Because Google there's different businesses and offices and headquarters everywhere, right? You've probably got Google Europe, you've got Google Australia, you've got Google America. Who's to know all this information is shared?
Dyson got a gym in his fucking house.
Most rich people have gyms in their house.
Yeah, but he doesn't look ripped at all.
You don't have to.
He's a computer boy.
No, but how many people do you know have exercise equipment that aren't gym people or look great?
Pieball. My dad actually turned my family home bedroom, into his gym. Literally, there is a bench in
Why
my
you
old
still
bedroom.
live there?
Yeah.
Oh my god. Anyway,
Back to Baby Wee Wee.
my face then was literally. If you ever look at those newsreader clips where a newsreader swears on air, but the cat and they just cut to the newsreaders and they just there with their mouths open going.
Like when the guy goes, "Yeah, I'd fuck her. I'd fuck her right in the pussy."
And the woman's going.
When they find that 12-year-old girl, "Yeah, I'd fuck her. I'd fuck her right in the pussy." Can we put the link in on that as well? Just because that's fucking
Fuck her in the
hilarious.
pussy. Okay.
Yeah, fuck her in the pussy.
I
I will make a pledge now. If I ever see someone like doing a report and it's live, I will be that person that runs past and goes, "Fuck her right in the pussy." I would love to do that. That'd be fucking amazing. I make that pledge now. Yeah. You should do it too.
All right.
Actually, but you're going to be famous within like 6 months, so you probably shouldn't.
I won't, dude. I'm only doing this for the risk of getting famous, because the only way that I'd ever be given fame by the fates is if it was at great risk from some fucking shit I can't went with on this show. some eager reporter would go through it all and go,
Yeah, but everyone's got dirt.
I know.
Everyone.
But everyone kind of keeps it under wraps.
Yeah, but you don't. You wear your heart on your sleeve.
I know.
No, you don't. That's a lie. You don't have a heart.
I used to.
But it left me.
Uh,
Oh, hello.
hello.
What was that
I have
noise?
no idea what that was.
I have no idea.
What was I going to say? Yeah. Do you think... all right, timeline. If she kills Dyson now, do we stop Skynet?
No, I reckon the work would have continued, but it would have prolonged the date of judgment.
Okay. Here's another question. Scientists postulate, in real life now, if you did go back and either killed your parents or had sex with your dad or whatever, nothing would change. People wouldn't start disappearing like they would in Back to the Future. You'd create something called an alternate timeline, something that you were completely...
So you're telling me that in Simpsons, when he goes back in time and he sits on that fish, I wish I had
Back to a time when dinosaurs weren't confined to zoos.
Yeah. Yes.
You'd create an alternate timeline. So the timeline you're in now, had you gone and killed your parents, wouldn't fucking change anything.
So the butterfly effect is bollocks.
Yeah. So
Have you seen that film?
Yeah.
Whoa.
Whoa. There's an interesting story behind that, and I, weirdly, with all my film knowledge, don't know that, but I will try and put some information under the show as trivia. But the butterfly effect is one of the most troubled productions ever.
I'm not surprised.
It started off as a great idea.
And then got incredibly dark.
I think it's from maybe it's a Robert Heinlein idea. He wrote The Puppet Masters and he wrote I Am Legend and stuff, and he did loads of Twilight Zone episodes, and he wrote a treatment actually for Jaws 3D. Weirdly, he wrote a treatment for the Jaws movie. It wasn't actually used, but Robert Heinlein was a famous sci-fi author. I think he's still alive as well.
Oh wow!
It's really old. I think he's still knocking about. If not, he's gone in the last 2 years.
Knocking or hobbling about.
But. What was I going to say?
We were talking about... Don't do that to the mics.
All right.
Even though they smell
Robert
absolutely
Heinlein.
incredible. Sci-fi... fuck, Jenga. It's gone. Bollocks. This was good.
You wrote some Twilight Zone episodes. Everyone's screaming at their fucking phones and iPhones and earbuds right now.
Fuck. Why were we talking about him, though? Butterfly effect. Boom.
Yeah, I think he wrote that, which is like it's a classic sci-fi trope. They create this kind of like, essentially a corridor in time, where hunters can go back in time and hunt dinosaurs, but they can't stray off this path. They're in this kind of almost this clinical.
No, that's not the point we were talking about. You were saying about the fact that the butterfly effect started off as this great idea, but there was loads of backstory behind it.
I'm sorry. The butterfly effect basically is if you clap your hands in China, you start a hurricane on the other side of the world. So a tiny little thing snapping off a blade of grass, the very conceit that they use in that Simpsons short story, by killing a fish back in like 60 million years ago. It rains donuts. Yeah. By doing that. But I think that's the one where he comes back home, it comes back to modern times. He goes, oh no, it's all changed. And as he leaves, it starts raining donuts. So it would have been the perfect existence for him.
Everything was amazing.
I'm thinking of the Ben Kingsley, Edward Burns 2004, maybe 3 film, The Sound of Thunder.
Never heard of it. Love Ben Kingsley though, he's great.
He's the only good thing in it. But they had 2 name actors in it. I think Peter Hyams directed it, who did like 2010 Time Cop. He's quite a dependable workman, does good films. Not like he's a famous director, but he's done a ton of like good films and stuff. He was directing it. I don't know what went wrong with this production, but basically the story is rich people pay a company to hunt dinosaurs. They go back in time, but they're essentially like...
You lose me, Ethan.
No, they're like Homer. They're on this path.
Okay.
And the path protects them in this time bubble. So within there, they can do whatever they want. They can shoot dinosaurs, they can't take them back with them. But
does it have its own kind of... Actually, no, don't worry. Carry on.
Some moron either stumbles or trips, but he does that thing. He steps off the path, and his footprint then, when they come back, fucks something up. So they come back to modern times, and the world's overrun with all these like strange, different, evolved creatures. It's gone to shit basically, all because this one guy did a footprint off the path, or I think he kills a bug, or slaps a mosquito,
Yeah.
which is from that story, and things change. And they go back and keep trying to rechange it, and they keep fucking it up, basically. That's The Sound of Thunder. That's one of the most troubled productions in film history. Not to be confused, but also an honourable mention goes to The League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, based on the comic book, which had the pedigree of having Sean Connery in it as Alan Quatermain. The League of Extraordinary Gentlemen is basically the X-Men, but with all... Oh, just burp. It won't come out now. All famous literary characters. So it's Mina Harker, Mr. Hyde, The Invisible Man, Alan Quatermain, which is like... Oh, God, what's it? Not Edgar Allan Poe, wrote Alan Quatermain. Who wrote the Jungle Book?
I don't fucking know.
Rudyard Kipling. I think he said Alan Quatermain. That's his character. Basically, he's like Indiana Jones. They made
Edgar Allan Poe writes like really fucked up
yeah,
horror
not Edgar,
stories.
Edgar Allan
Not
Poe.
the
I meant
Jungle
Rudyard
Book.
Kipling, but it's very much like British Empire stuff. Alan
Okay.
Quatermain's like an adventurer. They have adventures in Africa. They made 2 films, King Solomon's Mines and Alan Quatermain's fucking whatever. Sharon Stone's in the first one. John Rhys Davies, a holdover from Indiana Jones. He's his assistant in that, a bit like he assists Indiana Jones. Anyway, and who's the final character? He can't look into the mirror or he'll die. You call it me, Dorian Gray.
Oh yeah,
So
no, that's not. He can look into the mirror.
Okay. Oh, and
It's the painting.
Captain Nemo from 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. So it's those 5 or 6 characters, and they're assigned on a task to stop this mad scientist who's invented cavorite. Now, cavorite is in Trip to the Moon. H.G. Wells put it in this story that they create this anti-gravity paint. So this adventurer / scientist paints it on this like Victorian diving bell, and when it's exposed to sunlight, it gets anti-gravity. And in the story, basically, he whips the tarpaulin off. Everyone piles inside,
Oh my god.
and they go all the way to the moon and have an adventure. And there's like insects living on there. It's a Ray Harryhausen film. It's an awesome film. You'd
Sounds like
it.
the Clangers.
A little bit, yeah.
Loved the Clangers.
But the film version of The League of Extraordinary Gentlemen was, I think, the most troubled film production ever. They go on about the Fantastic Four, this year's failed film by Josh Trank, that everyone's shitting all over, which, to be fair, isn't much like the comic book Fantastic Four. I think 10 years ago it would have worked, but now everyone expects the comic book to look exactly like the comic book with flowing colours. No longer do like the characters wear like the black outfits like in X-Men. Even the X-Men characters are starting to change their costumes, as we saw in the Wolverine, not the Wolverine, fucking Days of Future Past. The League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, Sean Connery retired from acting because of this film.
Really?
He got on so badly with Stephen Norrington, the director, who, by the way, is awesome and has not made a film since either.
Fuck.
He directed Blade 1, amazing film.
Oh my god.
So clearly very, very talented. Stephen Norrington was a special effects guy. He worked on Aliens, and one of his first jobs was on Return of the Jedi, 1983. So he started off when he was like 16, working on sets, doing that stuff.
Jesus.
Mates Blade, amazing film.
So what the fuck happened on this movie? Why
He does
did they
another
get on
film,
so
I
bad?
think, called London Something with, I think, fucking Chris Evans and Max Beasley. And then he makes League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. I was so excited for this film, 2003. Oh my God, he's making that. If it's anything like Blade, and you've got the X-Men with all these Victorian
It's gonna
literary
be fucking
characters, Mina Harker
unreal.
and Dracula, etc. Fucking hell, Sean Connery and him hated each other.
But why?
They just didn't get on. Sean Connery obviously is famously very prickly anyway as a person.
Did he slap his wife?
Well, as we've seen, yeah. If Sean doesn't want to do something, he'll just go "fuck you." And
But
you're
I
like,
love that.
you either have to get like there's been so many instances when doubles have been used in Sean Connery films because he'll like they go, "Oh, Sean, we've got to do this shot where you walk down the car," and he's like, "I'm fucking coming in for that. Fucking kiss my ass." So they have to shoot it from behind with someone who looks a bit like him with a wig on. So that wasn't going to wash with Stephen Norrington. So they obviously battled to the point where they almost came to blows.
Well, they basically threw the towels in.
Not the towers, they're throwing fists at each other. They had to be like pulled apart.
They were actually like
Essentially.
fisticuffs.
Yeah, almost, but they had to be like split up.
What a hullabaloo.
So I think Norrington was taken off that project and it was finished by the studio, but that kind of ended his career as a director, and Connery retired.
Oh, Sean.
I think Jason Fleming, who's in it, who plays Mr. Hyde. Have you seen it?
No.
Okay, it's actually not that bad considering it. It looks fucking the production design on it's amazing. The Nautilus Captain Nemo ship, even though it looks nothing like the squid shape, which is of the comic books, looks amazing. His car, his 6-wheeled it's one of the sexiest cars ever committed to film.
Whoa.
It's like really ornate. It's
Is it
like
better than Blade's car?
A little bit, yeah.
Whoa.
It looks like an old Rolls-Royce Phantom 2 from the 1930s, like an old Rolls-Royce with like the big romantic kind of like wheel covers coming over.
Oh, wow.
And because it's Captain Nemo's car, it's like covered all this like Indian style reliquary, like there's like elephants.
What colour is it?
Ivory.
Oh, okay.
With like silver on it and pewter, so it's all these like elephants, almost like Indian like architectural shapes all down it and stuff.
You've
It's
lost
amazing.
me.
All right.
It sounds amazing, but it sounds far too white for me. I like my cars, like my coffee, black. I take it black, like my men.
Airplane.
Love that movie.
Come on, look at that for a Victorian car. How amazing is that?
Yeah, but how much better would that be in black?
Oh, come on, that's
Dude,
amazing.
that is an amazing car, but it would look better in black.
Forget it.
All black everything. Come on! I do hate that little like whiny sound that Furlonger does every time he shouts something.
Well, I've explained that. I've explained that to you.
I know, but it annoys me.
The sound department, by the way, if you've not listened this far, had a terrible time with Edward Furlong because his voice was actually breaking. So they had to do a lot of ADR, which is additional recorded, additional dialogue recorded or whatever. Kiss my ass backwards.
Mouth fart. I don't care.
It's all, I don't know. It's a bit like a sexy romantic version of the car, the 1977 James Brolin car, which no one ever remembers was a film anymore. But it's
Is
really
that the
good.
one where it's quite scary? No, what's that movie? I always try and talk to you about it. And it's this dude, and literally the whole film, he's just driving along, and there's this truck that follows him and keeps trying to like run him down.
Duel. I find the car
That was-
scarier than Duel.
Whoa. Maybe I should watch that later.
Jimmy, you should watch a lot of things, hey?
Do you reckon it's on Putlocker?
Is everything on fucking Putlocker?
Everything's on Putlocker. God bless you, Putlocker. Was there anything else you wanted to say about this particular episode, Ethan?
I don't know. Do you think we need to say anything else about the episode?
Okay, so Miles Dyson, he's obviously a pretty important dude. He's working on some pretty important stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Would you have fucking glass walls which actually show the computer screen from the outside of what you were doing?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Why?
Because as I explained about 3 or 4 episodes back, even though I know after the fact that the house they used to film it in is one of those very luxury, beautiful kind of beachside houses or mansions.
Yeah, but any nutter, aka
in
Sarah
Malibu,
Connor,
California, which is about 15 minutes drive out of Los Angeles after you've passed Santa Monica and stuff. All the houses there are glass. Now, a lot of the houses, the ones in the Hollywood Hills, that if you go to a house in the Hollywood Hills where I bumped into Christopher, the guy from The Abyss, who was like, "Hey, buddy, what are you doing around here?" Because they're all like kind of private residences
who the fuck are
and
you,
driveways.
basically?
Yeah. Usually, the house that you see is just like a blank wall with a door on it and a doorbell. But if you went through that door and behind it, you'd see that the house, a bit like the house in Lethal Weapon 2 that she yanked off the hill by Mel Gibson.
Yeah.
There's a beautiful glass house on stilts built out.
Oh
the
no,
back
I'm
of
not
that.
saying that he wouldn't have a beautiful glass house. I'm just saying that any nutter, aka Sarah Connor, she's just walked straight up to that house. There's a big glass wall, and you can actually see what Miles Dyson is doing on his computer screen, which is AKA.
You can, and I couldn't agree more. But
that's retarded.
That's what houses are like.
Yeah, but surely he'd have like a special room where he would do all his computer stuff. Anyone could be watching.
Anyone could be watching.
He's about to be murdered.
Well, I mean, that happens. They have like sometimes you have house invasions where you know.
And would there be no security? Would
I
he
don't
not
know.
have any kind
One
of
thing I
like...
might say is a lot of these houses are in gated communities. So
How does she know where he lived as well?
The Terminator probably told her. That's the conclusion I've come to.
But then it's John that's like, Miles Dyson, she must have gone to go see his house. He's gonna blow him away. So it was kind of, he's the one that kind of came to that conclusion. So when would this have happened? She hasn't trusted the Terminator up to this point. They haven't really spent much time alone because Arnold's bonding with John. Sarah's been like snoozing about and having fucked up dreams, and all of a sudden decided, right, that's it, I'm going to kill Miles Dyson. How the fuck does she know where he lives? Come on, Spaldner.
How does she know where he lives? I can only assume the Terminator told her. Remember, driving to Enrique's militia camp, she was asking him all about Dyson.
True.
So, I mean, there you have it. That's all the information you need to know. Obviously, she's asked him where he lives, and he's told her. They thought nothing of it. She's fell asleep and gone, what am I doing falling asleep? I could fucking end this right now. Boom.
And she tries, but she fails. She's a fucking woman.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm done.
Okay.
I've discussed all I can about this particular scene. I just can't wait to watch this black man beg for his life.
Yeah, really?
Yeah.
I'm going to actually link under the notes of the show, listeners. You'll be interested to know this. I'm putting on the what went wrong page for League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, which details some of the things I've kind of badly paraphrased, unfortunately.
Oh, but you tell it and you spin the yarn so well, Ethan.
Yeah.
I wish they could see it though. It's the hands, it's the eyebrows, it's the light that comes into your eyes, the quiver of your moustache.
The quiver of your arrows as you shoot them into my heart. That's better. That's more like the night I ate a kilo of raisins, though.
Oh, God. Pebble dashed against the basin.
Well, that's it, folks.
That's all, folks. Thanks for checking in.
That's the Friday. Just checking in, are you?
Love you, Bill Burr. I just want to shout that out. Get him on your show.
Hey, this is Bill Burr, and
You should reach.
Just checking in on you.
You should reach out to Bill Burr.
I've thought of that.
You should do it.
Probably get him over Skype.
You probably could.
And
Do
just
it.
complain about stuff together.
Can you please, angry old men? Do it. Do it. Do it. Do it.
Yeah, it's probably more interesting than this actual show is the fucking horror stories of famous Hollywood bust-ups, basically. It also details, the second article I'm actually going to put you, is the Bill Murray fucking and Lucy Liu hate each other.
I love Bill Murray, though. He's such a dude.
Oh, dude, they fucking hate each other.
She does have an annoying face.
There's a reason Bernie Mac played Bosley in Charlie's Angels 2 and Bill Murray didn't return. I'll just say that.
And on that bombshell,
Hasta la vista. Baby. Have a good weekend. And tomorrow, before Ellie goes out, to have another horrible weekend while I desperately try and pull the threads of the podcast god's pubic hair and get a show on for questionable.
reach out to Bill Burr.
I will do that.
You should do that.
We can talk conspiracies.
Oh my God.
That's his number one subject.
Oh my God, I love him even more. Hasta la vista.
Baby. See you tomorrow.
Burr.
Saturday edition coming soon.
Machines. They're unstoppable. Watch out for machines.